What we're going to work on in this video is how to graph an ellipse. Now, this is what an ellipse looks like. It looks sort of like a stretched or a smashed circle. The minor axis is the shorter side, and the major axis is the longer side. Now, this is the equation for an ellipse centered at the origin. And what the A and B represent is A is how far horizontally from the origin the edge of the ellipse is, and B is how far vertically the edge of the ellipse is from the origin. So let's say I have a problem that looks like this. What you really want to do is pattern match. The x squared, y squared, and the 1 are exactly the same, and the only difference is the a squared and the 16 and the b squared and the 4. So if we do basic pattern matching, we can see that a squared is what is equal to 16 in this case. So in order to find out what a is, we just take the square root of both sides. Now, normally when you square root both sides, you would add a plus and a minus. In this case, we're going to ignore the minus, and the reason why is a is a distance. Distances are always positive. If I ask you, how far do you live from school, you would probably say 2 miles. No one says negative 2 miles, because distances are always positive. So in this case, in terms of computing a and b, we're always going to assume that the distance is positive. So in this case, a is equal to 4. Now, we can do the same thing with b. We can see that b squared here is equal to 4. In order to find out what b is, we take the, the square there, square root of both sides, and then we get b is equal to 2. So we said a is basically how far from the origin we are horizontally. In this case, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I count the boxes. And in terms of vertically, we are 2 spaces from the origin, up here and up here. And what I like to do is I like to make a box. You don't have to when you're doing ellipses. The reason why I like to draw this box is that in the next video we're going to work on graphing hyperbolas using the same A and B technique, and this box will be very handy. Now, what I want to do is I want to connect these 4 points with something that looks like a smashed circle. There you go. You have your ellipse. Okay. Now, sometimes you'll get a problem like this where you'll have nothing in the denominator. So let's remember what the ellipse equation is. It looks like this. So if we do basic pattern matching, we can see that our constant out here needs to be 1. In order to convert this into 1, I divide each term by that constant. And we get x squared over 4 plus y squared over 25 is equal to 1. Now we can see that again this x squared, y squared, and 1 match the ellipse equation. So again, we're going to do pattern matching. We're going to say this 4 is equal to a squared. We'll square root both sides. And then we'll do the same thing for the b. We'll say this 25 is in the same location where the b squared is. So we'll have b squared is equal to 25. We will square root both sides. And we'll have b is equal to 5. And we won't add plus and minus because b is a distance. Now, let's take a look at this again. We're saying horizontally, a is 2 from the origin, right there. And it's 5 from the vertically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, and then down here. And then we'll draw our box. Again, we're just drawing the box because this sort of sets us up for how to do problems when we graph a hyperbola. And then we connect these 4 points with something that looks like a smash circle. Okay, great. Now, the last kind of problem I can give you is a problem where the center of the ellipse is no longer at the origin, but someplace random in your graph. In this case, h comma k is the center. So your problem will look something like this. So when we do pattern matching, we want to match this h with this 1. So we have minus h is equal to 1, so h is equal to negative 1. Next, we want to match, let's see, this k with this negative 3, because these are both next to the y. So we have negative k is equal to negative 3, so k is equal to positive 3. So we can see that our center is minus 1 comma 3, right? That's my h, and that's my k. Okay, now next. The next thing we want to do is find a squared and b squared. So we have a squared is equal to 4. When we square root both sides, we'll have a is equal to 2. And then we'll have b squared is equal to 9. And when we square root both sides, we'll have b is equal to 3. Okay, so let's be very careful. We're going to start from the center. So we're going to go minus 1 up 3. So this right here is my center. From my center, I'm going to go 2 to the right and 2 to the left. So from the center, I'm going to go 2 to the right and 2 to the left, right? I just count the boxes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Vertically, I'm going to go up and down 3. So from here, we'll go, from the center, we'll go 1, 2, 3. So up here, and then down here, and then I draw my box. Okay. So we want to remember with our ellipse, we want to go through these 4 points with something that looks kind of like a smash circle. Okay. Thank you very much for watching this video.